Welcome to From Poundland to Paradise, your monthly guide to all things Walsall FC. I'm Craig, he's Joe, and let's get into November 2024. So Joe, I've seen some people online having a bit of a moan. It looks like it might be panic stations among some members of the fan base. How are you feeling? Is it all good, or should we be worried?
Nah, no worry around here, man. It's all good. But there's always some people that will always worry, sadly.
Can't please everyone.
Exactly. You can't please them all the time. So we move. So how was November, man? Get us into it.
How was November? Well, it started off on the 2nd at home to Bolton in the FA Cup, which was a 2-1 win for the Bad Boys.
Yeah,
another League One scalp, another great performance. And starting as we went on from before, and I think we just looked imperious and played our game as we always do. And I really felt like we had a very strong chance of winning, and then it kind of came out exactly as we'd hoped. I think
That's it.
Might have done... Did we do Ross's thing just before then? Sadler's Zone?
I think so,
I think that was the game, wasn't it, when we were talking about, they're good and this and that, but I said, they're not having the best start to the season, and, we've got no reason to be afraid, and we'll get this done, and then we did. So, yeah.
Nah, we smashed it, that was a great game. I was just watching the highlights back, weren't we? And, that was the Gordon's goal. I think they scored first, didn't they? And their fans erupted. And then Gordon, and then I think Jellis snatched us the
last minute
right.
yeah.
Oh man,
so I remember saying their fans making noise now, because they brought quite a few that were silent the entire game.
Yeah.
And then as soon as they scored, they were a bit on it.
Yeah.
And I can't believe we came back to just absolutely rinse them.
Oh, it was amazing.
Just beautiful scenes.
It was great in the cup.
But then the next game was not as good, but not really for any fault of our own. It was the 9th of November, another home game.
Yep.
This time in League 2, a 1-1 draw against Crewe. And we've been pretty, just violently abusive to refs over the years at the Bescott. Let's put it that way. But this was something else.
Yeah, this was just a different level. To the point I actually believe in corruption now. I honestly do. That was crazy. I don't care. Put me on record. Like, that is just, it was almost, like he just ignored whatever they did and gave everything to them, just any excuse to give them something. It was wild, but maybe he was just inept.
This was, because I don't want to believe, because it's League 2 football, what's to be gained. Do you doubt that any of these refs, if they do support a team, they even support our teams? But honestly, he was that bad.
He was that bad
that you think, God, is he actually in
how
a match
can you
fixing
be that
thing?
bad?
Is he doing a betting ring?
Exactly. How is it possible to be that bad and still have a job? I don't know. But then someone was saying that it was his first game in the league. I don't know if it was supposedly that, but I don't know. That could be.
That's true. I did hear that actually, and that would make a lot of sense. But yeah, we came out with a 1-1 draw in the end. Again, not the end of the world on paper.
Yeah, we still got a point. So against all that, and Crewe are a very good team, aren't they? So
yeah, that's it. I mean,
can't complain.
It would have been a decent result anyway without the ref being on their team.
yeah,
it was
exactly.
One of the worst I've ever seen for sure. But then we ran on into midweek again at home. You'll hear that a lot on this podcast. I don't know what's happened to the schedule, but we only play at home basically nowadays. Against Shrewsbury, 12th of November, this time in the Football League Trophy to finish off our group stage run there. Another masterclass 3-0 win, another League One scalp. And this was quite important because it gave us top of the tree over Birmingham in the group, which meant that we'd get, in theory, a better run in the for our opponent in the second round.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I didn't go to this one. I heard about everything that happened in this game. I mean, I heard a lot about it. You could say I heard sort of like a play-by-play.
Most of it.
Kind of how it went. But from what I heard, it was another great performance. A lot of rotation. If I remember correctly, we had basically an entirely new
one. Yeah, that was it. I was thinking, it is what it is anyway. We're still going up. Still going through in this cup, whatever. But, we want to beat Shrewsbury. Come on, it's Shrewsbury. So... But they're struggling, aren't they? Or I don't even know how they're doing right now.
Yeah, they are. They're really struggling.
When we played them, I think they were struggling. But we made them look awful, to be honest. I don't know how bad they are or good they are. But yeah, that was It was great.
They're not
amazing.
having a great season. We are having a fantastic season. I think any betting man would have been backing us to win, and even with all the changes we made, we won comfortably.
Mm.
Then we had a big gap because of the international break, which is something we want to talk about a bit later in more detail, but we had a break of 11 days till the 23rd of November when we faced Wimbledon away. This was a real crunch match. Of course, in the League Two title race, they're one of the teams in and around the playoffs. Big team. It's a tough place to go away from home. But yeah, we picked up another amazing result with a 1-0 win.
Yeah, man. Brilliant to see. I couldn't make it, sadly, but yeah. Saw most of it, but yeah, brilliant for the fans. Oh, man. Great point away to another good team, to be fair. This was always going to be a challenging month, really, anyway, so... It's a mixed bag of results, but yeah, it's definitely not bad.
We made it look easy.
And that was a bad boy result.
Yeah, I mean, I thought I would have taken a point all day.
Oh, yeah,
to come away with a win.
Yeah, and a clean sheet.
A clean sheet against a really good team, and especially because clean sheets have been a bit harder to come by lately.
Our goal difference is still the best in the league, so...
But we're still killing it because we're banging them in, aren't we?
That's it.
Which is the most important thing. Then on the 26th of November, we came back to the Bescot, home to Bromley. This is fresh in the mind because we were there and it was only not that long ago.
Yeah, I think it was last Tuesday.
2-2 draw. Again, awful refereeing.
Yeah, terrible.
We do have to take some responsibility in this one more than the Crew one. I think that we had a real off day, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
But their ref was, but they say their ref, but the ref again was honestly crazy. And I think when you combine the two, and they had a great game, I think they, kind of like when Carlisle came to our place, I know it's a bit of a hot take, but I think they're one of the best teams we've played all season, Bromley.
Yeah.
Really do. Like I can see why they get a lot applauded to the way they play. They've come up from non-league. They're not even a particularly big traditional club that's in non-league.
Yeah,
they're not a Scunthorpe or an Oldham or something. You know what I mean? It's like a tiny little club.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, whatever they're doing, it's working. They play beautiful football, pass the ball really well.
Yeah,
they get in behind. They got pace, got technique.
Really
and
good.
I think we've played a lot bigger names who are way worse football teams this year.
Yeah, if anything, I mean, I can't remember who was the bigger time waster. I don't know if it was Bromley or... It was Bromley, but that was part of their thing. I get that.
Part and parcel of the game.
It was very, very, very annoying. But them and Crew are kind of really battling kind of teams, but at totally opposite ends of the old table. But it doesn't reflect it, I don't think, still. You know, I think Bromley could still finish well into the top half of the table because it's tight down there, isn't it?
Oh.
I mean, you know, looking down from second, you know. Nearly joined first. I mean, it's hard to know what that feels like anymore. You know what I mean?
It's like a blur. You look over the mountain. There's some villages down there,
and a big
in the distance.
A big club like ours, you know, looking down on these minnows, it's.
You can see. I can see sort of like I can make out the outline of some sort of skirted villages, like in the all the way down there. You know what I mean? With their sticks and sort of trying to build some huts and that. And I'm like,
get a campfire going.
There's some villages there.
I think there's a Bromley or a Crew around, but yeah.
Really.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. But
from our castle at the top of the mountain.
Yeah, but it was a good result considering the ref was completely inept. I don't think that one was corrupt. He was just inept. He was awful. The guy that sits next to us in our seat said, it's his. I've just looked and it's his first game in the league. So there's all these first game in the leaguers, I guess. I don't know. They're getting
the Crew one. It felt like
it
felt almost like every time we were giving him shit, he was kind of like, all right, then I'll show you. Watch me like never give you any. It was almost like it was like going for it.
Whereas
this Bromley one, just like you said, inept.
Yeah. And if anything, he was looking at us being like, do you reckon that was a corner? And we're like, yes, bro.
Yeah,
and he's like, oh, okay, corner.
He took like 15 seconds to make a decision and you were like, are you actually asking us to tell you what the decision was?
He's looking around.
But yeah, wild. But yeah, I think
at least he came away with a point. We were well off it. But,
we were well off it. They were very on it. They probably played one of the best games they've played this season. The ref was very poor. Yeah. And all in all, it added up to them getting a famous result. They did try and waste time, but I understand that in their position.
Yeah,
I would do the same thing. I mean, we've done the same thing many times in our darker days. But when they actually did play, they got the ball down, they played. They could have scored more than 2 goals. I mean, if anything, they had the better of the play.
Yeah, and I think they
take it as it is, don't you?
I don't know. They kind of looked a bit better than Crew, to be honest, but they just wasted more time, so I didn't see as much of them. So I don't know.
The way when they actually played, they were a lovely team, but just
mad.
They had, they tried to waste time, but it's understandable. But
that's it.
Then we ended the month on a bit of a low, obviously, because we played Charlton again at home on the 30th of November in the FA Cup, and it was a 4-0 loss. For me, that just is what it is. I saw some people, raving about, like, we need a plan B because if it doesn't go right, then there's no plan B and this and that. And I'm like, well, just Charlton are just a much better team. You can't keep over even if we're in League One, you're going to lose some games eventually.
Yeah.
We can't just beat every League One team.
We can't just beat everyone that's in front of us in the.
We lost a game to a better team, a much bigger club with more resources, higher paid players, better players on paper. You would say, and I mean, it's not great to lose 4-0 at home, but at the end of the day,
we're
focused on the league, aren't we? And the cup that really matters.
That's it, yeah, exactly.
The Papa Trophy, Papa Motors.
Papa Motors. Bristol Papa Motor pieces.
Bristol, it's changed again though now, hasn't it? Mid-season, that's why I love it. That's how you know it's the best competition.
You can tell it's a proper Mickey Mouse one.
It literally changes halfway.
But yeah, I think Charlton, it's it just doesn't really matter. It just doesn't matter. We just move on. Forget about it.
That's it.
Demoralising, but I think we picked it up in that next game against Notts County, which was incredible.
Yes, exactly. We'll be covering that in more detail on our December edition in the new year. But for November, then 6 games, 3 in League 2, 2 in the FA Cup, 1 in the Football League Trophy. We won 3, drew 2, lost 1, 8 goals scored, 9 goals against. 5 of those games happening at home, which is very very weird. And a smattering of goals from around the pitch and 3 for Lowe. So although Lowe is banging them in, we're also getting them from Jellis, Matt,
Gordon,
Sturk even. They're coming from everywhere. So
yeah, it's great.
It's a great time to be a Walsall fan. But let's talk a little bit about some of these sort of general topics then. Speaking of Lowe, 3 goals in that month. I think it takes him up now to, if he's not the top scorer, he's again just 1 below. Yeah. But he's really knocking on that door. He recently won the PFA Young Player of the Month, the EFL or PFA Young Player of the Month. And he's absolutely flying. And there is now some squeaky bum time happening, I suppose you would say, about him getting recalled. I am reading that a lot more. The anxiety is definitely building. What do you think about it?
That's it. I mean, there's a lot of talk. There's a lot of talk from different people, mostly like Stoke fans. I don't know. But yeah,
there's a lot of talk.
I don't think it's going to come to nothing because he's got the Player of the Month. He's banging them in, and we're still second. If he could get a promotion on his record with us this season, doesn't matter what happens next season. Like, they want it. He wants that. He'll definitely be pushing for that. He won't. He personally will not want to leave. I think the only way he will leave is if Stoke absolutely plummet. But I don't think they're gonna. And I don't know where they are, but I know they're not doing bad. So
they're doing okay. They're mid-table, which to be fair is not bad because in the last few years they've actually flirted with relegation quite a lot, and they're doing okay. But they're sort of they're not quite hitting the back of the net enough. And apparently, from what I've read, I read an article in Football League World earlier, which I thought was really good on this topic, and it talked about how Stoke have got their own on loan striker, some kid from Leicester, who's killing it.
Yeah,
and now the domino effect, which is how these things often go. Everyone's worried that Leicester are going to want him to probably warm their Premier League bench and be a squad player there, which hopefully not. I mean, for Stoke's sake and our sake and the players' sake, because he'll never get a kick and it'll be pointless. But if they do that, will Stoke then turn to Lowe? And this article writer was saying, like, they shouldn't, because the player will develop better. And obviously we're going to say this, of course, we are for Walsall fans, but still,
of course,
the player will develop better if you let them have the full season here and keep playing week in, week out and banging goals in real men's football, instead of, let's face it, even if that Leicester kid goes back, they're not putting him straight into their team in the Championship and putting all that pressure on his shoulders. I mean, he's 18, 19. He's definitely going on the bench and he'll play here and there.
Yeah,
and it'll be I think in the case of Draper, it was a bit different because I think he actually did get lots of minutes, and now he tends to play week in, week out for Lincoln now.
Yeah.
And I think that could be the reality for Lowe next season.
Mm-hmm. That's what I was.
Because it's not like we're going to keep him. Obviously, of course, he's going back soon.
Yeah.
But just why recall the loan early? You're going to hurt the player's development.
Mm.
And I think it would be a mistake. And I don't think it's necessarily one they'll make. But at the same time, you never can know what the manager's thinking, what the board are thinking.
Yeah.
But if let's put it this way, if the Leicester kid doesn't go, I almost certainly don't think they'll recall him.
Oh, definitely not. I think I didn't hear about that, to be honest. And I think if the Leicester kid doesn't go, then we're guaranteed to keep him for the season, no matter what happens. But I still think we'll keep him no matter what happens, as long as we're doing well and he's not having to hold the team up just like Draper or Bennett or, some other loanees in the past have had to do. I think he'll be fine. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not like he's just scoring goals here and there, but never actually.
Because that's the thing, we had Draper
and
exactly. Draper scored for us loads, but he couldn't do all the defense. We were letting in loads of goals. You know what I mean? So now, as long as we keep our position or stay above 7th or whatever, then I don't think there's any way he will leave, because they'll want him more decorated to come back.
Because
he's just won a league title. Then they could chop him, if they're not in trouble, they could chop him out to someone else and get some more money for him. Keep him, step him up. I don't know. But then you never know. Literally, like you said, you never know what happens. Could just be a manager, just be like, I'm taking this decision. That's it, basically, because it's our contract. I don't think Lowe will want to leave. Whatever happens, I don't think he'll want to leave us, even if we're not.
Nah,
even if we drop down to 7th.
He won't want to go and warm the bench there, obviously. But at the end of the day, it won't be up to him. But
exactly. Sadly.
I think they'd be foolish to bring him back, because unlike with Draper and some of them other strikers that they were scoring goals, but they were playing in an unhappy team, a bad team. Lowe is, not only is he scoring goals, but he's getting the opportunity to work on his all-round play. I heard him on an interview the other day on Not the Top 20 podcast. They interviewed him after he won that award.
Oh, sick! Did they?
And it's like a 20-minute interview. I recommend everyone listen to it.
I'm gonna check.
And it's a great podcast in general. But anyway, they did this interview, and he said that Harry Kane was his hero growing up, and that's who he tries to emulate.
Oh.
And after he said that, I can totally see it now, because all he does all the time is drops into the centre, drops deep from goal, at 30, 35 yards out, picks up the ball, and then he sprays it out to the right or left, and then he gets in the box. And it's exactly what Kane does. It's the exact same archetype. So it's not like he's just hitting tap-ins from the back post and then never seeing the ball for 90 minutes like Draper was. He's his technique, his passing, his dropping deep, it's all improving because he's getting loads of practice. So do you let that development stop just so you've got one more sort of body?
Yeah.
I mean, do you really think he's ready to step up right now in the Championship and score goals?
Definitely not.
Probably not. So
definitely not.
I think it would be a mistake. I'd like to think not one they're going to make, but more importantly, if it did happen, the good news is I don't think we would have to cry our eyes out like we did before. We are not reliant on one player.
Yeah, definitely
That's
not.
the beauty of this team.
Yeah, exactly. We've got goal scorers still. But, I mean, we'd still want to fill his boots. If he did leave in January, then we'd want to. But I don't think that's a possibility. But, yeah, I mean...
I'd be confident even if he left, let's put it that way.
I'd still be confident anyway.
Someone else could play with Matt, whether it's Cleary, DJ...
Cleary scored last month.
We've got different options.
Hall scored last month. And
could even
yesterday.
try pushing Hall up front, for example. There's loads of options, I think, and I wouldn't be devastated. Same goes for Jamie Jellis, who as well is making us anxious. It's a bit different because he's our player and he's under contract, so people can't just take him.
Exactly.
They would have to give us a pretty penny.
I think people just want something to talk about. I'm not going to
That's what almost all transfer speculation's like, isn't it?
Yeah. They're just speculating,
filling
really.
column inches, isn't it?
But I feel like Jellis is impossible. If we don't start to do well, I don't think there's any way go by January. I don't think there's any way he will go anywhere by January. But maybe if we don't get promoted next season by some kind of just horrible miracle, then he may get stolen off us for a big bag.
That's a different story. All bets are off then, obviously. If we don't go up, all bets are off. They could take the whole team.
Yeah, I think there's no chance for him.
A lot of them will be on 1 year deals anyway, so that's not even worth thinking about. But just
right
now, I don't think we'll lose any members of the squad, Low or Jealous, but again, even if we did, it's not like we don't have players who can play. I mean, the bench is stacked every week with great players, Hall, Adoma, Earring, who can't get Comley, who can't get a sniff, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Same in the defence. Daniels has gone back on the bench now.
Yeah.
Harry Williams is back. I mean, across the pitch, the depth is...
That's it. Waiting for Gordon to come back from injury. That's another goal scorer.
I literally forgot.
And I remember us saying,
Gordon?
Josh Gordon.
I literally forgot he played for us. Honestly,
that's how stacked it is. Yeah. He's just injured. He's on a long one.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. In pre-season, he got
so what I mean. For example, he would have been my first pick. I was talking about Cleary and DJ. If Lowe leaves and Gordon comes back, he goes straight in where Matt is. He could do the exact same thing in terms of loads of energy on the press, dropping deep, linking the play. Because we don't need Lowe's. It ain't like we only get goals from Lowe. Yes, he scores a lot of goals. But the goals are coming from all that midfield three.
Exactly,
Taylor Allen scoring all the time. Cagway scoring.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not a problem, you know what I mean?
And that's kind of how we were kind of like this last season, but it didn't click properly or we didn't have the players for it, you know. For example, Barrett, you know, someone who we hardly mention, and it's sad because he's just so fucking instrumental in our success.
He's not getting linked away because he actually is the best.
I know, he's actually incredible, yeah. But he does all the stuff except for score the goals, you know what I mean? And it's just someone so... It's how, we saw it last season. There was goals going everywhere from all kind of areas of the pitch, but not enough, and we're letting in too many. Whereas, you know, this season... It's working, man, and it's Sadler's second season, man. He's
second season.
It's gonna be beautiful,
bro. He's absolutely killing
it.
One more player I'd like to touch on in a slightly less positive way is Simkin. Now, there's a loan that if it got recalled, I would not cry myself to sleep. That's for sure.
No.
He has done well. Don't get me wrong, but there has definitely been some sloppiness creeping in lately. His ability to shithouse the other fans and the other team is brilliant.
Yeah.
His distribution's good. But yes, he made a great save the other night against Notts County, for example, which people would use to nullify my point. But he doesn't make many, I would say, good saves a game. We're conceding 4, 3, 2 a game. And it's not necessarily that he's making clangers. It's just there needs to be a couple of times in a game more often where you're like, what a save. He saved us there. If it wasn't for that, we'd be 1-0 down. I feel like when they should score, they do. It's never like, they should have scored and then he saved it. They just do. And I feel like, again, with you shouldn't be expected to save penalties every time. But in shootouts and in game, he's faced about 10 all season. He never, ever gets near any of them. I think sometimes they're not even that far in the corner and he doesn't get near them. Hornby, on the other hand, he's a great shot stopper. He might not have all that other stuff, but I think I would like to see him given a chance. Really would. And definitely in the Football League Trophy, I think it's a disgrace if he's not playing those games in that now. I mean, what kind of message are you telling this lad?
Yeah.
He's done brilliant in the Cup every time he gets a chance.
It's a shame.
I just think I like Simkin. He's done well. It's a good loan spell.
He's young.
He's not our player. At the end of the day, he'll be going and we'll never hear from him again.
Yeah.
Hornby's our player, contracted. He's given us some memories, I think.
Yeah, Birmingham.
Much more than Simkin has, if you ask me.
Yeah, definitely.
So I think that's the only thing I would change, really, is I think I would give Hornby some league games. Just try it. I mean, if we're conceding 3, 2, all these scores, I mean, how much worse could it be to give it a chance?
Yeah, you're right, yeah. Like you say, Simkin's great at everything else, but then the saving capability to get to things is, it seems to lack here and there. But
which is quite
like
important,
you say, he's never, I don't know if you brought it up then, but has he ever saved a penalty for us? I don't think he's actually saved one penalty for us, which is, it's not the end of the world, but I would rather have someone that's, because I think his distribution is really good, but I think that's just because he's a young kid, really. You know what I mean? He's easy malleable, whereas the saving thing is kind of like a goalkeeper's skill that kind of like he's going to take more time, I think. Whereas we got Hornby, and I feel like he's really good on the saves, picking out saves, seeing people's body language, and boom. Maybe his distribution's not as fast, or his athleticism's not as high as Simkin's. Or Simkin's, doesn't he play for under 21s England?
Yeah, exactly. I think
so. He's more like flashy as well. It's like, starting him, and I don't know. We just need to mix it up. Not even asking for Simkin to go anywhere or be dropped for Hornby. I'm saying give Hornby way more of a chance, even in the league as well.
That's the thing. I'd like to see him mix it up in the league, but even if you're not going to do that, okay, fair play. You want to stick with Simpkin. Yeah. You've got to play him against Reading in the Cup, I think, Hornby. Yeah. I just think it's crazy, really.
Definitely.
I just don't know what more.
I mean, you could bring him on, couldn't you? I don't know.
I think he should
At
do
the end,
what,
but nah, he should play.
It ain't that rare now in the Premier League. Brighton do it, Wolves do it, where you have, keepers for games.
Yeah,
some games you'll have Simpkins, some games you'll have Hornby, and then maybe from there you can see who deserves it more. But that's my only complaint, really. Other than that, we were missing Williams from injury. I felt like when Daniels came in, he did a lot better than I expected, to be honest.
Yeah.
As the games went on, he started to fade. The last couple, you were a bit like, oh, it's kind of, we can see why we need Williams back.
Yeah.
He doesn't offer that same range of passing, or he hasn't got that quality like Williams. He's just only got the solid defensive.
He's solid, yeah. He's solid.
But he did better than I thought, to be fair. I have to say, I mean, even his passing was all right. So, just goes to show the depth. I mean, McKinsey can't get a.
I know, man. It's
I mean,
that's
the
it.
squad is so good.
So much, and that's what you prepare for. But yeah, maybe you should mix up a little bit more. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like with Reading, I know we've got further in that cup, but why don't we just I don't think it's not that important to me, personally. We've got to focus on the league, so why not see what everyone else is doing? Absolutely. Yeah, and if you see a spark within someone else that hasn't been starting, for someone else who has been starting, to keep pushing, because this month we have conceded way more than last month, and I think so. So I don't know. I guess if you could look back, then
we conceded 11 from 5 last month, and we've conceded 9 from 6 this, so it's about the same.
Oh yeah. Oh,
so it's sort
that's
of
weird, actually. That's weird.
Yeah.
But overall, I feel like maybe. It's
I mean, if you go back to September, 3 goals conceded in 7 games.
Yeah. That set us up really well. The earlier months of this season. Definitely.
It's a lot. In August, the same. A lot of zeros there. So it's kind of. Simpkins kind of dropped off a little bit.
Yeah.
And in general, we conceded a few more goals. But, hopefully against Reading, we'll mix it up. And then if some of them players impress, I think they should get a chance.
Definitely.
You don't need to. I see why you don't want to rotate it too much, because when you got a winning start at 11, obviously you want to stick with that. But I think we could afford to mess about a little bit.
Definitely.
That's all I'm saying. But anyway, let's touch on a couple of sort of not just players and scorelines stuff before we come on to next month's fixtures. So one thing you were bringing up earlier before we recorded, which I definitely agree with, is the curse of the international break.
Yeah.
And having international players.
Yeah. It's nice, but then it just takes away from your season. Like all the Saturdays where everyone's ready to come out, the atmosphere's ready, the players are like, it's the end of the week, like the regular kind of feeling of let's play football, you know what I mean? And it just gets shifted, and then it's Tuesday night. But not only is it a Tuesday, which is, if that's the only game we've got, then fairs. But then they get grouped together, like you were saying as well before. Why are we playing 7 games a month, 6 games a month, and like 90% of them are at home as well? I mean, being at home is good. Can't complain about that. But it's just.
But you can't expect.
It's a tough one. It's like a double-edged sword, isn't it? But it hurts.
Then, no matter how much we're flying, of course, there's going to be loads of people who can't make a Tuesday night.
Yep.
So it hurts the gate revenue of the club as well.
Yeah, financially.
Hurts the atmosphere for the players. And I know there's no real solution to it, I guess, but I wish that in a way that we don't. I love having the international players, and I'm so proud of them. But then what I wish would be that, because I don't think we'd, be absolutely screwed without. Well, in our case, it's only really Gordon we'd be missing. And I guess Simpkin if he goes away with England under thingies.
Yeah.
Because Daniels and Comley basically aren't even playing.
Oh, right.
And I love Gordon. I wouldn't want to play without him. But at the same time, if it means we have a game on a Saturday, you got to kind of weigh it up. Would you rather play a game on the Saturday without Gordon and have all the bigger crowd there and everything about it being, and the lads get to properly train and everything and have the 4 weeks training and everything? Or would you rather have some of these times we're playing 4 games in 11 days and stuff like that?
Like you said, we had an 11-day gap, and that's
people
just
aren't
ridiculous.
going to the games obviously because they can't go constantly. I mean, I said to you about that Notts one the other night because I'm going to Vale away, and then I really want to go to that Reading one on the 10th in the cup. So I had to sacrifice the Notts one. I can't go to 3 games in 7 days when I've got a wife and kid and a job, and it's just I don't think the
It's
clubs
ridiculous,
take
yeah.
that into account. Not that it's the club's fault, but
the
powers that be, I guess.
Yeah. It's a tough one. Like I said,
It's a blessing and a
double-edged sword.
curse.
Yeah, that's
But
it.
we're
so.
feeling it as a bit more of a curse for now.
I think, in a way, I would rather just go for it and just try and, because our bench is stacked, you know what I mean? Why not just play without the internationals when, I don't know.
That's it. That's how
Maybe.
I feel. I'd
See how it goes.
I
in the
get how you
coming
might be
months.
thinking it's fine margins, and then if we drop points, then you'd be gutted because you're like dropping points because you're playing.
Yeah.
Because some clubs in the league have had the opposite thing where like they've had to play even though they were missing. I think there's like a rule where you have to be missing 3, I think, or more.
Oh, okay.
And they've had it where they're only missing 2, but they're 2 star players.
Oh, God,
And then the
yeah.
league are like, oh, I don't care, it's only 2, you got to play.
Shit.
So, like, if we had, like, Lowe and, I don't know, Lakin or something, 2 of our best
or Jealous
players,
or Barrett.
or Jealous, and they would go in and we'd be like, yeah, but it's only, you know, we can't play because they're going. They're like, well, you can play because it's only 2.
Yeah.
But they're losing 2
That'd
of
be
their,
rough, man.
you know, in our case, we're losing 1 of our starters and 2 bench players, basically. So I think we can live without that and
Yeah.
play.
Yeah, definitely.
But we have no choice anyway. In the matter, it's automatic, so it is what it is. But anyway, to cap off before we look at the fixtures, I know you said you're not that bothered about it, and I get that because the league is definitely the priority. But the Football League trophy, we finally got into the next round. I've been waiting for this for years.
Yeah, to
I've
be
been
fair.
dreaming about Bristol City Wembley game for 8 years or 9 years now. Can't wait to go to Wembley again.
I know.
This is
imagine.
a year where we can really do it. You often see the teams that get to the latter stages of that competition are the teams who are like gunning to win league because they're the best teams.
That's it.
Just because we're focusing on the league, that shouldn't mean that we can't go far in this. If anything, it's the contrary. We can go far in this because we are a great team.
Yeah, that's it.
This game against Reading's a tough draw. We could have got a lot easier draws than that.
True.
Again, a mid-table
That's
League
what I
One
was
team.
thinking, yeah.
But we've proven we can do anything, and it's a home draw.
That's what I was
Pretty
going to
sure it
say.
goes to penalties or whatever,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a
Or draw,
penalties
sorry.
one. But yeah, that's what I was going to say about Charlton that I forgot. I reckon after beating all these League One teams, that's why it had to happen, because finally they've got the evidence of how we play against League One teams. You know what I mean? They just watch all the highlights and they're, oh, okay, so
That's
they do
true.
that. So I am pretty. Obviously,
Scared
I'm
about
always
the Reading
I'm always confident with us.
That's
but yeah,
a good
I'm also
point,
scared
though. We're
about.
not an unknown
the drop
entity
on us,
anymore,
though.
are we?
Yeah,
They
4-0.
they're not going to be complacent going, oh, Walsall, you know, they're going to be caring about it. That's kind of...
Yeah, they've found something. Yeah, Charlton definitely found something to completely shut us down. I couldn't tell what it was really because I didn't watch it.
It's going to be
But-
tough. You would definitely back Reading, but I think, like
Yeah,
with the
sadly.
Bolton game and all the other games,
Yeah, the potential's there. The potential's there, definitely.
especially because you got to remember as well with Charlton, the different case there as well is that it was the FA Cup. So there's the chance of a much more reward. Going far in that
That's
is way
true.
more important to them.
Yeah,
They could end up
that's true.
playing Man United or whatever.
Mm,
It's a huge trophy. Like for them, as they're a big club, they care about that. I think Reading will be a similar boat where, you know, their club's in complete turmoil off the pitch. You know, like they're on about going bankrupt like every week.
Oh god.
They've got like a threadbare squad. They're just about like sort of living in like mid-table League One, even though they should be like in
Yeah,
the Premiership or
yeah.
like upper Championship. You got to think they ain't going to be prioritising this trophy very
No.
much. I should think they'll definitely be rotating whatever they can with their limited squad.
Yeah, that's it. Can
So,
they even rotate that
Will
much?
they
and
care
then
that much anyway? Are
quality's
they going to
gonna
be
be bad.
busting a gut
No.
when they know that if they, God forbid, if they were to go on a bad run and go down, I mean, that could kill their club if they went down to League Two.
Yeah. They
Literally,
got to
so
conserve their players for the league. So you're right about they're going to have to rotate
Come
whatever they
on.
can. So
they're gonna be
we need to
scared.
exploit it. We need to exploit it.
And then if we beat them, we're through to the last 16, I think.
Sick.
And then it really gets tasty and Wembley starts
Juicy.
beckoning. So
Juicy.
I hope so. Come on, Matty. Few little changes,
go.
but nothing too much, and let's go for it.
Yeah, I'm confident.
But
who
yeah,
knows? Who
let's
knows?
look at the fixtures for December, the festive period. 7 games, because again, like we said, you know, it is what it is. And again,
Crazy.
5 at home.
Nearly
So,
2 a week. That's
I know
just
we've had some
ridiculous, man.
postponements and stuff over the months, but it's all come to a head now.
Yeah.
Where in November we've had 5 out of 6, and now in December we're having 5 out of 7 at home,
Crazy.
which is 10 out of like 14.
It's cool, but
crazy.
We need to be getting every single point we can because this seems like we're playing most of our home games in the first half of the season.
Yeah, I hope we're making up from before and we're not just getting ready to play every game away from home in the second half of the season.
Yeah. Because that is a scary prospect of loads of points. Could definitely drop down.
Well, the first of them games has already happened, which we'll cover again in our December show, which was the 3rd of December, just a couple of days ago. Notts County at home, 3-2 win in League 2. We won't really go into too much detail on that, but just, again, what a result.
Yeah.
Against a very capable team.
But a hard game, but yeah.
You could say the team that put the death knell in our promotion, in our playoff bid last season.
Yeah.
I remember watching that
Going
game
away,
when we lost to them away, and that was when I was like, yeah, it's over.
Yeah, that was bad.
Then the 7th of December, this Saturday, as we're recording, we got Port Vale away, which is a huge clash.
Big game.
I think, nothing can change now. I don't think that it will be first versus second.
Yeah,
and
nothing can change.
Our biggest rivals. So, I mean, you really cannot write that.
Yeah.
I think it's at least 2,500 going. It's going to be absolutely
I heard it's up to 3 or something,
mental.
Man. Crazy.
That could be the game of the season, honestly. I can't lie. I'm
it actually
very
could be. It actually could be, but they could do, I don't know.
We got a game in hand as well, so I mean, I think we're like level on points or a point behind with the game in hand.
As
so,
the Port Vale fans call us.
A point would be fine.
Game in hand FC. Yeah, we have got a game in hand and we're 1 point behind, so even if they beat us,
we're going to absolutely batter them.
Yeah.
That's what...
Come on, the boys. Big game.
Then the 10th of December, we got the biggest game of the season so far. Reading at home in the Papa Bristol Virtu Auto Windscreen Shield LDV Vans Trophy.
Let's go.
It's a tough draw, but I think we will go smash them Readings.
I think we could.
Send them back to the library to do some reading, if you know what I'm saying.
All things considered, we're going to batter them.
And then the Saddlers march on into the last
Close
16.
the book on that one.
Genuinely, I would. I'm an absolute, weapon. So compared to most people listening, I would honestly give up. Like I would lose 2 of these league games to win that. That's how much I dream of Wembley. It means everything to me. So,
I want all the league points. Give me them all, baby.
But then obviously our league domination comes back. 14th of December at home to Barrow. They were making look. They had a really good start to the season. Now it looks like they'll be trouble in the playoffs, but they're no better a team than the ones we've beaten recently in Wimbledon and Notts County. I wouldn't say. Yeah. Then we got Harrogate away on the 21st of December. That, obviously, it's away, but, should be fairly comfortable.
Yeah.
26th of December, we got Donny at home. That should be a tough game, I think. And then again at home again on the 29th of December, we got Newport at home. So in that Christmas run,
should be very winnable.
We're at home for both of the games, Boxing Day and the 29th.
Oh, nice.
So, lads, get your wallets out and just get down the biscuit for basically every 3 days you've got a home game. So, good luck to you.
Oh, mad.
To get your kids Christmas presents because you need to get a pie at the game. So, if you get your mortgage, you need to get a ticket for the game.
Yeah.
I think the league need to do something about this. It's outrageous.
Yeah, this is crazy, man. Crazy.
I mean, some of these ones I'm going to be going to like 3 games in like legit like 7 and 8 days.
I know.
It's just wild.
There's a couple early starts here and there because of the sky thing.
Yeah, Port Vale's
but can't we just switch it
early
up,
ones, isn't it?
Can't we just do like Fridays? I don't know, just something that kind of just I know it's a bit mad.
You'll see me on the telly, kid. I'll be running on the pitch at Port Vale.
Oh man,
smacking their keeper. Who was it? The team who had that Marshall guy in goal the other week. I wanted to batter him so much. I think it was Crew.
Yeah, because then we equalised everything.
And he was giving it all the smile and that, and then he wouldn't turn around after he scored. I went right down to the front thing. He's like, turn around now. Turn around now. Because he was giving it like the smiles that honestly I couldn't. I was evil.
He knew how to wind fans up though. Oh my God.
He was like there, Simkin. Jesus.
And the ref. After him and the ref, Jesus Christ, man.
There was a moment in that game to go back and hate on the Crew ref more. I swear down, there was a moment where I think we had to take a goal. No, they had to take a goal kick, and they were like, their goalie was at our end.
Yeah. And
they recovered the ball. And obviously, he's holding the ball. No, not a goal kick, even, sorry. He's holding the ball, so he has so many seconds to release it.
Yeah.
And,
oh, God, yeah.
The ref was literally running and almost ass slapping them as if to say, well done, lads. We're doing well. We've nearly seen out the game.
Crazy, man.
And I swear he literally place for Port
He
Vale.
was staring straight at him while he was wasting.
Getting my hated teams.
He was staring right at him as he was staring right at the keeper, just wasting time and just like staring at us.
30
just
seconds. He's
yeah,
just standing over the goal kick,
awesome.
doing nothing,
Just
checking
doesn't
his
give a
boots, and
fuck.
that the keeper's not even gesturing, not even looking at his watch.
He's just standing there, just waiting, just counting down the minutes for our hatred. Ugh.
But yeah, December is going to be a make or break month, you might say. Well, maybe just crucial. I wouldn't say it's make or break.
I'd say it's crucial. Definitely,
We've done so well already that, like, even if we had like a pretty terrible month, we'd probably still be third or above.
Yeah, but
And we'd definitely be in the playoffs no matter
we want
what
this
we do.
momentum to keep going and into the new year. It's just going to be. It seems like there's going to be loads of away days that are always harder. So, let's get the points now and just stay on top.
But let's remember as well to check the toxicity in the behind the goal.
Oh, definitely.
When things aren't going absolutely amazing for 5 minutes. Some of the people are just crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to sound like a happy clapper or anything, but at the start of this season, you'd have been thinking, by October, we'll be 21st. Sadly, I'll get the sack, and then the next one will be in.
Yeah.
Never in a million years would you have thought we'd even be going for the playoffs. I didn't. And then, like, even if we end up losing 4 out of 7 and we're like 7th, I mean, is that still a fantastic start to the season, first half of the season? So if we go 1-0 down, remember like where we've come from and stay behind the lads.
That's it.
Keep it positive, you know what I mean? Because we got this.
We got this, boys. Up the Saddlers.
Peace. Up the Saddlers. Check us out on the socials. We love you all. Give us a chat if you enjoyed the show, and stay tuned because our big, lovely YouTube video is going to be coming out in the new year.
Oh, baby, yeah. We've got some very exciting news
to tell. Got some stories to tell.
Nice one, people.
Nice one.
Big up.
Peace.
I don't know why that started doing that.
Is that a TV, bro?